Welcome, people. Welcome. You know, I'm glad you're here. You couldn't have found a better video, and especially because of the things that's going on. Anybody's welcome here. But specifically, this is what's going on in America right now. It's a lot of division and a lot of things going. My message to African Americans is do not get involved in this mess. A lot of people have been saying it, and I believe that myself. I want to encourage people, if it's not our business, do not get involved in it, because we could end up getting involved and get the worst of it. And I have love for everybody, and I've had friends and people and that I from different nations, but it seems like when it's our people, so many people, they come from other places, but they're so disrespectful to us. They don't realize or they don't care that the laws that they're enjoying, the reason they're even able to come here, the reason they have so many rights is because our ancestors fought for them, died for them. Our ancestors built this place. We've been through a lot here, our people. And it seems like a lot of our people feel, and I have felt this way, not always, but I have felt like many people, they come here and they want to enjoy the blessings, but they don't want to acknowledge the fact that our people help create the blessings that they're enjoying. They also seem to have always it's always seems to come back to that they're superior to us, that they look down so many times. Now, like I said, I've had friends from different places, and it's not all people, but it's enough. It's enough for our people to learn. We've been mistreated so badly, not only by the people here, but by people from other places, and it's not right. And generally, what I see is our people have love for other people. We're accepting to other people. We don't. We're pretty easygoing with things like that, but over and over. And so by we us knowing this, I don't want to say too much because what I on this channel, this channel is for Almighty God Yahweh, and I don't want to turn it into anything political. That's why I'm watching my words, and I don't want to turn it into a bashing contest. I want it to be honest, but I believe with the what I'm trying to do, the words that come out is make my point without going overboard. Now, I want to so with people and a lot of people with the vote and the way that it happened, black women and black men, because really black men, the majority of black men were with our black women, and there's a feeling that our people have that okay, we're just gonna pull back. And no matter what the reason, no matter what cause is causing this, I believe it's a beautiful thing. And it's a long time coming. Pull back and don't get involved in anybody else's mess. Black men and black women, the old and the young. Don't get caught up in the things for people who the majority of them really don't care about you anyway. Don't get caught up into empty promises of people promising you this and that, trying to lure you back in when they see that they messed up by the way they treated you. And still, you know, not, it's It's just so many things going on. And I pray for our people, and I feel for everybody who's going through all these things, you know, and there's people losing their jobs. But my main focus is for the African Americans. Since my family's from here, I have family that were slaves, and I'm very proud of my FBAs. I'm proud of who I am, and I'm proud of what they went through, and still were able to do well. Still were able to turn what was wrong, the slavery and Jim Crow, all the unalivings, all the discrimination, all the things that were aimed at our people, but yet our people still turned this into a blessing. I have respect for my ancestors. I have respect, most of all, Almighty God Yahweh, because He still had His hand protecting us. Almighty God Yahweh still had His hand watching over our people. And for those who may not know, African Americans and the descendants of the transatlantic slave trade all over the world, the race known as Negroes in Africa and everywhere. We are the true children of God. We are the children of Israel. And my concern is, and Almighty God is calling our people out. It's His concern. Our our concern and our attention needs to be on Almighty God Yahweh and the truth of Him and His teachings and what He offers, the blessings that He offers to us. The whole Bible prophecy is about the redemption of our people and bringing us back from the lands where we've been scattered in slavery and oppression. Almighty God wants us to see that all the way how it seems like all these people turn on us, the people just, the things where it just never ends. We have blessings, and it seems like even things that are not benefiting us or things that other people benefit from more, it seems like people still point a finger and say it's us when it's not so. So that comes from Deuteronomy. It comes from if you read Deuteronomy 28, especially the second half of it, the Bible speaks of these things. It said we'd be in astonishment. We'd be a byword. People, it would be something that people would talk about in astonishment for the state that we're in. We would be the most hated of all the nations. For the Bible speaks that this would happen if our ancestors did not obey Almighty God. This is what He said He would do. We're the ones who fit prophecy as the children of God. He said he said that from other nations would come among you and rise higher than you. And so now I want to tell a little story that fits. I thought about it, and it fits very well with this situation that we're that is being discussed in the video. And I can't remember where I first heard the story, but I'm going to tell it with my flavor. Okay, I'm going to tell it with my flavor. Um, there was a woman, and she was walking through the woods, and she looked down on the ground in the snow, and there on the snow laid a snake, a dangerous, poisonous snake. And it looked at her and said, "Ma'am," it said, "if you please pick me up and if you take me and warm me up and save me, I promise you I'll appreciate it. Because if you leave me out here, I'm gonna die. I'm not gonna live." The woman looked at the snake. She said, "Well, it is a snake, and I know it's dangerous. I know that if it bites me, I'm in trouble." And he said, "Oh," and she said, will you bite me if I pick you up?" The snake said, "Oh no, oh no, I won't." The snake said, "I won't bite you. I promise." The woman said, "You promise?" The snake said, "Yeah, I promise." So the woman picked up the snake. She said, "Okay, I take a chance." Her heart went out. She picked up the snake, carried it home, and she had the fire going, and she sat down in her chair, and she wrapped the snake up. She held it in her bosom to warm it up. She held it close to her. just like she would if it were a newborn baby. She rocked it. She fed it, fed the snake. He gave it some hot something to drink, you know, rubbed it, kissed it on the head, you know, held the snake, and soon the snake started getting a little bit stronger. Came into it. She took care of it. She sang little baby songs to the snake, and the snake just sat there. He was enjoying all those things, and it was helping him, right? Fed it a little bit, sang songs, rocked the snake. She looked at the snake. She said, "Wow, this is not what I thought it would be. You know, the snake seems so nice. I don't know. Should I? Maybe I'll keep it. I don't know." What was she thinking? Perhaps she was thinking that. She held the snake and was rocking it some more. Gave it something to drink, some nice food. Gave it some soup to warm it up. Singing. Da, 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 da. It was nice and cozy in the house. The snake warmed up. Its life came back into it. It got stronger. It was full. His belly was full. It was taken very good care of. And then, the woman was sitting there, content and happy, looked at the snake. The snake seemed harmless enough. Then, all of a sudden, without warning, the snake jumped out and bit her. She dropped the snake. She said, "You bit me." She looked at the snake and said, "I can't believe you bit me." She said, I took you out the snow. I brought you in my house. I sat with you and I held you in my bosom like a newborn baby. I fed you. I caressed you. I rubbed you, made you warm, gave life back to you. I got you strong and healthy again. How can you do this to me? How can you bite me? How can you bite me without warning when I was so good to you? I accepted you. I was even thinking about keeping you and taking care of you. The snake looked up at the woman. He said, "You know what?" He said, "Now, you knew I was a snake when you picked me up. You know I done nothing but evil. You know that that people that my people, my kind have bitten, have been unalived. And you knew what I was. I don't feel sorry for you because when you picked me up, you knew that I was a snake." And the woman sat there with shock in her face. She couldn't believe that the snake had said that. And then after he said that, he started crawling, and he left the house. He went on to find another person that he could trick, another person that he could lure in to attack. And so the moral of the story is, when you know the deal, and people have shown you how you feel, as they have done for our people over and over again, learn your lesson. Don't go back. Don't pick up the snake that you know has bitten our people over and over. Don't pick it up. Don't be lured and fooled into a situation to go around that. You walk around it. You don't pick it up. You see it on the ground, see it somewhere. You go a good distance around it. Don't pay it no mind. You keep on going. As long as it stays there and don't bother you, you leave it. And that's how we need to be. Our people must stay out of these messes that's going on. Don't get caught. Take care of ourselves and our people. Show each other love. Don't worry about it, or else we might end up being like that woman who got bit by the snake for no good reason. So, all right. Thanks to Almighty God. Be strong. Take care of yourself. Peace and blessings to you.